Hello, math students. Today we're going to talk about lesson 5.3, which is on rates and unit rates. There's quite a bit of work in here, but it's all calculator work. So I want you to have your notebook out, ready to go. You should definitely have your pencil so you can take the notes. And then you're going to need to have your calculator close by so that you can do the work and all of that. Today we are going to talk about our approaching. We're going to talk about accurately finding unit rates. That's the part we're going to be talking about today, and accurately using a proportion to find an equivalent ratio or rate. At any point in time, if you need to pause the video to finish up notes or do some examples, that would be fine. So this is the first thing that goes into your notes. I want you to have both things, rates and unit rates. A rate is a ratio that compares two different quantities, miles and hours. We're going to go through some more examples on the next page, but make sure you have that written down. And then unit rate is a unit rate is a rate with a denominator of 1, and we're going to talk about that a few times today. To change a rate to a unit rate, you're going to divide the numerator by the denominator. So go ahead and write that down. Pause the video if you need to. We're going to show some examples on the next couple of pages. So we have rate. First of all, it's a comparison of two numbers with different units. Sorry, that should be in the box as well. 17 heartbeats in 15 seconds, 300 miles in 4 hours, dollars to cans of tomato sauce. Two different amounts or two different things we're comparing. So a unit rate is a comparison of one quantity and one unit of the other quantity. I don't know why there's a big space there, but there is. So here from our last ones, we have 16 heartbeats per minute, 60 miles per hour, $8 earned in 1 hour or per hour. That's one way you can tell that we're talking about a unit rate. So let's do some examples. We're just going to do rates, but then we're going to show it as a unit rate, and we read it as something per the other thing, okay? So that you've got it. So let's go ahead and do 364 miles in 7 hours, and I want the denominator, the bottom number, to be 1 so that it's so much per hour. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that top number and I'm going to divide by 7, because 7, I'm going to go this way. 7 divided by 7 gives me 1. So 364 divided by 7, if I do that, I get 52. So that's 52 miles per hour. 50 yards in 6.4 seconds. So I'm going to divide by 6.4. So I get... and I'm going to round it a little bit and round it to the nearest tenth. So it's going to be 7.8 yards per second. 210 words in 6 minutes. So I'm going to divide by 6. So I get 35 words per minute. And now instead of per, I'm going to use that slash thing. 232 students in 8 classes, so I'm going to divide by 8, and that's going to give me 29 students per class. 5 inches of rain in 3 days, I'm going to divide by 3, and that gives me, again, I'm going to round to the nearest tenth, 1.7 inches per day. Number 6, 816 calories in 12 servings. So I'm going to divide by 12. And that gets 68 calories per serving. 30 math problems in 52 minutes. Well, again, divide by 52. So that means it's going to be less than a math problem. But again, we're going to round to the nearest tenth. It would be 6/10 of a problem per minute. Number 8, the last one that I'm going to do with you guys, 225 Skittles in 4 bags. So I'm going to divide by 4, have a fraction, so I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. 56 3/10 Skittles per bag. So I want you to do 9 and 10. Number 9 says the table below shows the number of teachers and the number of students in each of the 4 middle schools. Which school has the most students per teacher? So you're going to take your students and divide by the teachers, and then tell me which school has the most. Number 10, they are going on various road trips over the weekend. Whose car gets the most miles per gallon? So I want you to do miles divided by the gallons and tell me who gets the most miles per gallon. Pause the video and then come back and see how we did. So if I divide all these, Edgewater comes up with 24 7/10. Fairport comes up with 21 8/10. Wellington comes up with 19 5/10. And Randall Park comes up with 20 6/10. So Edgewood Middle School has the most students per teacher. So then number 10, if I divide my miles per hour, I have 16.07, 20.8, 31.5, and 28.5. So who has the best mileage per hour, the most miles per gallon? That would be Gabe, has the most. So again, you divide. Here we're talking about price. We're talking about numbers that deal with money. There we go. Sorry. So you're going to take the money and divide it by the quantity. So money divided by the quantity. So 940 divided by 5. So for our unit rate for the cans of soup, we get $1.88, and you're going to round it to money. So you're going to have 2 decimal points afterwards like you would do with money. Box of 210 tissues, so $3.19 divided by 210 would give us 2 cents. By the time you rounded it, it would be 2 cents. Whoops, that's 22 cents per Kleenex or per tissue. 31.35 is our money divided by 15. So that would be $2.09. $113.40 divided by the 12 hours. That would give us $9.45. So pause the video, do the last 6, and see what we come up with. So number 15, you should have come up with an answer of $7.95. Number 16 has big numbers, but it would have come up as $79.33. The water would have come out to 21 cents. The jelly beans is 9 cents. Hash browns would be $1.06 per pound. And finally, our laundry soap comes out to be 15 cents per ounce. So this is the kind of application you're going to put it for when you go shopping. You want to find whether it's a better deal. So again, you're going to take your money and divide it by the number. So what I want you to do is decide whether option A or option B is the best buy for each of these things. Pause the video and then come back and see how you did. So for the crayons, option A is the better deal. For the cereal, option B is a better deal. For the paper towels, again, option B is a better deal. And for the diapers, just barely, you had to look past just the cents or whatever, option A would be the better deal, although not by much. So now we're going to talk about the car wash. We have 3 cars in 6 minutes. So what are the two quantities compared? We have cars and minutes. Is this a rate? Yes, it is, because we have 2 different quantities or 2 different things that we are comparing. How do you know? We just said it. Find the unit rate. It doesn't make sense to do how many cars or how many minutes for a car. So for 1 car, it would be 2 minutes. There's our unit rate. So here we have to find out who drove faster, or did they drive at the same rate. So Jasmine drove 120 miles in 2 hours. So I'm going to divide that by 2. She drove 60 miles per hour. Carlos, I'm going to do in blue, his name should be up here a little bit more, drove 180 miles in 3 hours. Divide that by 3. He also drove 60 miles per hour, so they drove at the same speed. So now we're going to do this again. I want to know which jelly is a better deal. So take your money, divide it by the number of ounces, pause the video, and tell me, are there any 2 kinds of jelly that are the same, and which one is the better buy? Smucker's comes out to 18 cents per ounce. Welch's, if we round it, comes out to 15 cents per ounce. Smucker's 32 ounce comes out to 8 cents per ounce, and Welch's 28 ounce comes out to 8 cents as well. So both Smucker's 32 ounce and Welch's 28 ounce would be the best buy, and they also have the same value. It's one thing that a lot of parents do when they go shopping. So your homework is in Schoology. Again, it's the 5.3 2020 homework. And you'll find it in Schoology, or you'll get it in class. And as usual, if you have questions, let me know.